Great. Well, welcome everyone. This is session 4 of Jeung 7-week meditation course. So we're going to get to the program now. So I'd like to ask everyone to turn their cameras off so that we can get started. Thank you. So again, welcome to session 4 of Jeung 7-week meditation program. In our previous session, we learned how to circulate energy using Om and Hum breathing meditation. Om and Hum breathing, along with the water ascending, fire descending technique. As a reminder, the yin and yang energies that permeate the universe exist within our bodies as water and fire. When these forces are circulated properly, they support health, vitality, and even spiritual awakening. Today's session builds upon that foundation. We'll focus on the energy channels, vessels through which life energy flows. Just as trains run on tracks, cars on roads, and blood through veins, energy moves through invisible pathways in the body. These are known as energy vessels. When these are blocked, energy becomes stagnant, like cement clogging a pipe. But when they're clear, energy flows freely between the upper and lower Tanjan, revitalizing both body and spirit. So these are the, if you refer to the slide, these are the 3 energy vessels that we will be discussing today. So what are energy vessels? Our body is a miniature universe. When we meditate and receive cosmic light energy, it flows through pathways known as the 8 extraordinary meridians. Among these, 3 vessels are especially important in Eastern meditation practices: the conception vessel, the governing vessel, and the penetrating vessel. The conception vessel, as pictured here.
Teacher,
Yes.
can you play the music a little bit?
The music, sure. Do you hear my dog in the background? He's not very happy with me. Okay, how's that?
That's perfect.
Okay.
Little up, little louder.
Okay. How's that?
Perfect.
Okay. So the conception vessel runs down the front of the body, as pictured here, starting from the area between the chin and the lower lip. The governing vessel travels up the spine, and the penetrating vessel flows vertically through the center of the body. These 3 form the circuits through which celestial energy moves within us. When energy circulates freely through these channels, we feel vibrant, focused, and confident. But if the flow is blocked, we may become tired easily, feel mentally scattered, or struggle with willpower. Spiritually, obstructed vessels can prevent us from connecting with higher consciousness, limiting our potential. The conception and governing vessels form a large loop from the base of the torso to the crown of the head and back down again. The penetrating vessel cuts vertically from the crown chakra to the perineum, acting like a superhighway for energy flow. And just as a reminder, the perineum is the area between the anus and the genitalia. So let's begin by aligning our perineum at the 0 coordinates of the imaginary X and Y axes, as pictured here, and placing your awareness at the energetic center of the universe, where energy is most concentrated. As you exhale your first deep breath, visualize energy moving from your crown chakra down to your perineum along the penetrating vessel. With this breath, release past traumas and negative energy. On the inhale, open your lower Tanjan and draw in cosmic light. Let it rise back to your crown, filling you with vitality. After a few breaths, we'll circulate the fire and water energies up and down the penetrating vessel, which connects the perineum to the crown chakra. So just to kind of recap, so the penetrating vessel, which we will work with first, is the main vessel that cuts through the middle of the body, starting from the perineum, all the way up to the crown chakra. So as you breathe in, starting at the perineum, you're going to pull that energy up to the crown chakra. And as you exhale, you're going to pull that energy back down to the perineum. And similarly with the governing and conception vessels, which we'll meditate with later, you're going to, on the inhale, starting at the perineum, you're going to pull the energy along the governing vessel, so along your back, past the crown chakra, all the way down to the philtrum, which is the area between your nostril and your upper lip. There is a small gap between the governing vessel and the conception vessel, which can be completed using a tongue or just mentally. So if you, as you're breathing in and out and circulating the energy, you can just, mentally, connect the two vessels. So as you exhale, the conception vessel, starting from below the lower lip, around the chin area, you'll carry that energy all the way down along the front of your body and end at the perineum. And then with the inhale, you're going to continue that cycle again. But make sure you run the energy past the crown chakra and allow it to settle below your nostril, above your upper lip. And then as you exhale, carry that breath and energy down along the front of your body, along the conception vessel, to complete that loop. So with this first meditation, we're going to take a few breaths and try moving the energy up and down the penetrating vessel. Feel free to go at your own pace, and then we can begin. So I'll guide you. I'll guide you through a few of the first for the first few breaths. So again, sit up straight. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. And you can place your hands as pictured here, gently on your lap, or you can fold them and place them on your abdomen, whichever feels most comfortable for you. And close your eyes gently and prepare to inhale. Before you inhale, bring your consciousness or your mind, your focus down to the perineum, which is, again, the energy portal located between the anus and the genitalia. Once your focus is there, slowly inhale. And as you're inhaling, remember to expand the lower abdomen so that you can leave more room for your diaphragm, for your lungs to take in more air. So inhale, and as you're inhaling, you're carrying your breath and the energy up along the penetrating vessel, all the way up to the crown chakra. You can hold for a few seconds there before you exhale. As you exhale, you're going to pull that energy and that breath all the way down the penetrating vessel to your perineum. Inhale. Pull the energy up along the penetrating vessel to your crown chakra. And exhale. Pull the energy down. And as you're exhaling, you can contract your lower abdomen as well. At the perineum, once again, inhale, expand the lower abdomen and pull the energy up all the way to the crown chakra. Hold. Exhale, contract the lower abdomen and pull the energy down along the penetrating vessel. to the perineum. And hold. Inhale, expand the lower abdomen. Pull the energy up along the penetrating vessel to the crown chakra. And hold. And as you exhale, contract the lower abdomen, pull the energy down along the penetrating vessel, down to the perineum. Inhale, expand the lower abdomen, pull the energy up along the penetrating vessel to your crown chakra. Hold. Exhale, contract the lower abdomen and bring the energy back down along the penetrating vessel, all the way down to your perineum. And we're going to repeat this cycle for about 10 minutes. And again, go at your own pace. And remember to breathe in and out and consciously raise the energy up and down along the penetrating vessel, which is the vertical energy vessel. And try to bring awareness to the perineum, the penetrating vessel itself, and the crown chakra. So next, without breaking your concentration, I'd like to continue this meditation, this time using the fire and water energies. So if you recall from the previous sessions, fire energy resides in your upper Tanjan, around the crown chakra in your forehead, and the water energy resides in the lower Tanjan, the area below your belly button. So similarly, as you inhale, you're going to, sometimes it helps to picture the water energy as a ball of light. And similarly for the fire energy, picture it as the sun, they say, and the water energy can be pictured as the moon. So they're both balls of light. And this just helps you to visualize the different types of, these two types of energies moving up and down the penetrating vessel. So for 5 minutes, we're going to circulate the water and fire energies along the penetrating vessel. And in the same way that we've been moving the energy up and down with our breath. So with the inhale, before you inhale, bring your consciousness down to your lower Tanjan. So not the perineum anymore, but the lower Tanjan. So try to imagine the moon or a ball of white light in this area. And as you inhale, you're going to picture that moon traveling up along the penetrating vessel. And this represents the water energy until it arrives in your upper Tanjan, near the crown chakra. You can pause there before you exhale. But as you exhale, you want to now then bring the sun. You can picture a bright orange light or bright reddish light, ball of light. You can picture the sun moving down, representing the fire energy along the penetrating vessel, all the way down to your lower Tanjan. And this time we're not bringing it down to the perineum. Eventually we will, but for the purpose of this meditation, we're just going to bring it down to the lower Tanjan. And then again, with the inhale, you're going to carry your breath and the moon water energy up along the penetrating vessel until it reaches the crown chakra, and hold. And with the next exhale, you're going to picture a reddish ball of light, or the sun, or the fire energy. You're going to carry that ball of light down along the penetrating vessel with your breath as you exhale, all the way down to the lower Tanjan. And we're going to repeat this with your breath for about 5 minutes. Okay. Um, so I hope everyone enjoyed that. So let me change the music a little bit. Okay. So we're going to try this again, but this time we're going to circulate the energy along the governing and conception vessels to form a loop around the body. And this is actually very powerful because it helps to release a lot of blockages along these channels. And it's a bit challenging in the beginning, but with practice, it'll be very, very, very rewarding. So again, this time we're going to circulate the energy along the governing and conception vessels. Begin at the perineum, located at the bottom here. And as you inhale, guide your breath up the spine along the governing vessel, past the crown chakra, then down the front of your face to the philtrum, which is again the groove between the nose and the upper lip, where this vessel ends. As you exhale, continue the loop by guiding the energy down the conception vessel, which begins between the lower lip and chin, flowing down the front of the body back to the perineum. So again, there's a small gap between these two vessels, which can be bridged by lightly touching the tip of the tongue to the roof of your mouth, or you can do it with your thoughts as you're meditating. So just to recap, when you inhale, up the spine, past the crown, down to the philtrum. Exhale, down the front of your body, back to the perineum, and repeat the whole cycle again. So I'm going to guide you for the first couple of breaths. And as you continue with this practice and as you meditate today, you may notice blockages or sensations like tightness or shortness of breath or tension along these vessels, which is, and these are all normal. With each cycle, the energy channels will gradually clear. So these are blockages, but the only way to clear them is through persistent or constant meditation. So let's try it again. I'm going to see if I can find another track. There we go. Okay. So bring your awareness down as we get ready to inhale, bring your awareness down to the perineum, which is the energy portal located between the anus and the genitalia. And as you take your first inhale, trace your energy and your breath up along your spine, which is the governing vessel, past your crown chakra, down your face to your philtrum, which is the gap between the nostril and the upper lip. And then you're going to connect that breath and energy and bring it down all the way down along the conception vessel with your exhale, tracing the front of your body, bringing it all the way back down to the perineum. And again, inhale, starting at the perineum, going to bring your breath and energy, tracing it all the way up along the governing vessel, which traces your spine, all the way up behind your neck, behind your head, past the crown chakra, down the front of your face, all the way to your philtrum below your nostril. Then you're going to connect that energy and trace it down the conception vessel as you exhale, all the way down the front of your body, the lower tanjan, until you reach the perineum. And again, go at your own pace, because your breath may be short. You may have shorter breath, which is fine, because as you practice, the more you practice, your breath will lengthen, but don't force it. So you just want to be as relaxed as possible. So again, bring focus back to the perineum as we prepare to inhale. And as you inhale, and again, you're going to expand the lower abdomen again as you inhale. And this will actually help to aid your breathing. So inhale, expand, and bring the energy up along the governing vessel, tracing your back of your neck, back of your head, past the crown chakra, down the front of your face, and hold. And exhale. You're going to carry that energy back down along the conception vessel, tracing the front of your body, down to your lower tanjan, till you get to the perineum. And inhale, trace it back up along the governing vessel, past the crown chakra, down your face, and hold. And exhale. Bring the energy and breath down the conception vessel, along the front of your body, past the lower tanjan, all the way to the perineum. And inhale. Up the governing vessel, past the crown chakra, down your face, hold, exhale, down the conception vessel, down the front of your body, past your lower tanjan, to your perineum. And we're going to continue this cycle for about 10 minutes. Okay, so that was about 10 minutes. So I'm very curious to hear how everyone felt. Today we learned how to work with the conception, governing, and penetrating vessels. Primary energy channel is essential for balancing circulation. Blockages can form due to stress, negative emotions, or even diet. In the next section, we'll explore specific methods for clearing and purifying these meridians to allow universal energy to flow more freely through your body. Continue practicing at home, and this process takes patience and persistence, but over time, you'll begin to feel its benefits physically, mentally, and spiritually. See you all at the next session. So this concludes the first segment um, of the meditation class. And next, we're going to follow up with 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes of a Q&A session. So let me see if I finally figured out a way to control the music from my phone so I don't have to constantly bring down the screen share. But so at this time, feel free to turn your cameras back on, and we're going to start our open discussion. Oh, let me stop recording. Oh, so let's get everyone on the camera first before we stop recording. If you're not too shy. So let's see who we have here.
Norma. We have a Norma.
Oh, hey, Norma.
We haven't seen her. Why?
Oh, I think it was my fault. Um, I I thought she was on Facebook, but she was actually waiting for the links. Yeah, so she didn't get the information until I spoke to her 2 weeks ago.
My bad. I should have also checked. But
Yeah.
well,
So, oh, I think Steve said he had to leave early, right? So, um, anyway, I guess everyone else is shy.
oh, actually, no, no, no. I pressed something that no one can unmute